Hello and welcome to part 0 of this new series. So I have done from years 9, 10, 11 and 12 and 13, the 2 years in college I've covered. So I've covered 5 years already and soon to be 6. Year 9 not so much, I don't know why I didn't follow through in year 9, but from years 10, 11, 12 and 13 I did. Right, so I've done 5 years of documenting it, and this is my 6th year of documenting my education, my schooling. It's scary how time flies. I mean, only 6 years ago I was starting my GCSEs. Mental. Now, university is a huge step up from college, as much as college was a huge step up from comp, in that the freedom you get and the responsibility.
I don't want to go.
And that it's on you to do your best. Now, as of writing this, I haven't even been to the uni yet. As of recording this, I haven't been to the uni yet, apart from the open days I talked about in this video with Ewan on the 4th of March. But I'm going to talk about how I got into uni, any plans that had to be made, and the preparation I had to do in order to be ready to go to uni. So let's talk about which uni I'm going to and how I decided this. Now, I am going to the University of South Wales, or Prifysgol De Cymru as it's known in Welsh. My Welsh teacher actually suggested this one to me because I told her that I was doing drama, or I wanted to do drama, but I didn't know which university to go to, and I didn't want to lose my Welsh language because I'm learning Welsh, dwi'n dysgu Cymraeg. The university do a Welsh language grant where you can do 5, 40 or 80 credits of your course in Welsh and get paid to do so. The reason is because in Wales the Welsh language isn't as popular as the council or people that know the Welsh language would like it to be. There's a huge scheme where the government want 1 million Welsh speakers by 2050, or in Welsh they want 1 million siaradwyr Cymraeg yn erbyn 2050. Now, because I don't know what to expect from uni, at all, I'm doing the 5 credit option where I'll get paid £250 for doing so. If I did 40 credits, which is a quarter of the year, I would get £1,500. If I did 80 credits, or half the year, I'd get £3,000 for free. Now, I say I'm doing it, but it's a scholarship, so you have to apply for it, and there's only certain spaces, so I gotta find out at some point whether I got the scholarship. Now, I don't know exactly how fluent I am in Welsh. I mean, I can have a conversation with you and understand the majority of it, but if I chuck on Welsh language TV on S4C, which is Welsh TV programme, I struggle. There are programmes for teens and learners though, which are easier to understand. Like, you've got Iaith ar Daith, which is language on a road trip or tour, where you've got English speaking celebrities who are Welsh, but they don't know the language, and they learn the language on the programme. You've got Am Dro, Go for a Walk, where people go for a walk around iconic places in Wales. And you've got Yr Wythnos, the weekend, which is the news in Welsh, but they translate harder words for learners. So it's quite good. But anyway, I don't know how fluent I am, so only 5 credits I'll do this year if I get the scholarship. If it's doable, maybe next year I'll do the 40. I don't know. But I'm in uni for 3 years, so until I'm 21, which is quite frankly terrifying. But there we go. So let's talk about how does one apply for university. Now, in the 2nd year of college, we had to apply for uni through UCAS. UCAS, you choose your choices. You have up to 5 if you're doing a normal course. I forget the name of it. I think it's just courses, really. But you can do another type of course called a conservatoire, which is like your drama schools and other things. But a course and a conservatoire are 2 different things. You've got to apply for them separately. Now, I don't know what a conservatoire actually means, but it's how you apply for your drama schools and all that, as was the original plan for me. Yeah, because it's different, so it's like 2 different branch ways. Now, to send off your applications for a normal course, assuming you had up to 2 to 5 choices, it's £27 just to send off your application, right? But I only had one in mind, not out of personal choice. It was just the only one that I knew of, and it was suggested to me, so I just went with it. Looking back, I think I should have done a lot of research into where I went to, but I think I made a good choice. The University of South Wales seems pretty good from what I've seen so far. And it only cost me £22.50 to have just one. But wait, there's more. Right? If we look at this chart, it was overall quite expensive to apply. It was £22.50 to apply for my second choice. Sorry USW, but I'm sure I'll be glad I went here, right? But for my first choice, it was £57.50, which I didn't even get into, right? I paid £57.50 for the chance to apply, spend a few weeks practicing for an audition at the same time of Chicago, a show I was doing back in March, a Zoom call, and a rejection email. It was ridiculous. But I digress. I got through it. I'm not going there. It's fine. I got that email on the 19th of January, my lovely rejection email. But let's not focus on that. Let's focus on what I am doing. So I sent off my application early December-ish of 2022, so only about 2 months into starting my final year in college. It was quite scary having to get back into routine after the 6 weeks off, not 6 months. And have your university ideas ready, because you had to make your personal statements, and I had so many drafts of it. It was ridiculous. But my tutor was very helpful for doing that for me. But after sending them off, I had an email on the 8th of December that my university had my application, and then the next day I had a conditional offer from the uni. It was so quick. This conditional offer meant that if I got the grades I needed, I had a place in the course, which is brilliant. So I've got my place if I have the grades. Now I've got to pay for it. Let's discuss that. So I have to apply for my student loans and grants now. I did this round about early May time. Now this part scared me because I had the idea that uni would get you hundreds of thousands of pounds in debt. But 1, I'm too thick to be a doctor. 2, I nearly did that then. 2, I couldn't be a vet because in year 10 I burnt a dog on a virtual electric circuit in a physics lesson. In physics we had to make a virtual circuit, right? Now you could include things like a human hand, a dog, some money and a rubber, okay? Now I don't know why you could include them, it was just the downloaded things that we used, right? So I tried to include the dog in the series circuit. I'm not going to mention what a series circuit is, okay, because this is supposed to be fun, right? This video is supposed to be fun, physics is really not. When I tried to include the dog in the series circuit, the dog caught fire. 3, I'm only spending 3 years at university. And 4, I'm not going to Oxford or Cambridge, I know expensive like that. And 5, whilst you do owe a bit more than a few thousand after uni, you don't have to pay it back all straight away, right? I don't know whether it's the same elsewhere, but in Wales we don't. Some of it you don't have to pay back, there's a grant, but the bit you do, the loan, is paid back in small amounts once you have a job that pays over a certain amount. It's amazing, right? So Student Finance Wales will pay the uni so you can go, right? They'll pay that, that's fine. So let's get that on screen, right? Because I'm not very good at describing things. So I'm going to put it on screen in an obvious way, right? Now this is only for this year only, okay? This doesn't look good, does it? 9 grand in debt. But I also get grants which I never, ever, ever got to pay back, depending on my household income. Now, we come from a lower household income, right? So I get a lot more grant, meaning that I get 6,800 given to me for free. Let's get that on screen. Pretty good. Now, this 6.8k is for travel, your food, your general expenses and so on. It is not for paying back the course. It sounds odd, but it's not. If you don't use the money whilst you're at university, you can keep it in your bank account for literally anything. Car payment, living, future mortgage, every single Doctor Who DVD ever, whatever.
What?
Right. The 9k that you would owe, right, because you're not using the grant money, in my case the 6.8k, it gets stored, right? So whilst you do owe it, it's not debt, if that makes sense. You don't have to pay it or even acknowledge it until after you graduate and you have your high enough paying job where only if you're earning a certain amount, I think it's like 27,000 a year on as a salary, I think, you pay back a small amount a month, which is like £5, I think. They gave us a letter for this, so it's easier to look at from that. Now, long term for me, after I finish uni, that's 27 grand for 3 years of my course as a loan, which I do have to pay back at some point, and 20.7 grand as grant, which I'll never have to pay back. That 20 grand odd would be a great mortgage for a house, or a great start on the mortgage for a house, or whatever, and that 27 grand I'm not even acknowledging until I've got a good enough job to pay it back comfortably. I think that's correct. It's quite hard to... It's a lot of information for uni, but I think that's right. It's been quite hard, so I have sent a few emails to nail this knowledge to make sure I got it all right. I sent quite a lot of emails to the finance department of my uni to try and understand it all, and they've been very helpful to me, so it was very good. Now let's talk about actually getting into uni. So, as you know, I had a conditional place on the course. They need me to have 2 B's and a C as a minimum, right? And I ended up getting the grades I needed. I had 3 A's and a B. I had 3 A's and a B. A's in Welsh Media and Welsh Back, and a B in Drama. Now, on results day, as mentioned in this video, I had an email from UCAS, before even knowing my results, that I'd got in. It was really odd, right, because I was in the car, like, terrified, because 2 years of work at stake. I opened up my email, and I saw that I'd gotten into uni, but I didn't want to think anything of it, because if it was an error, it would have been devastating. Like, I got into uni! I didn't get into uni. So I waited until I had my results. I found out my results were brilliant, I was on a high. Then I logged into UCAS, and that was confirmed. But it was all confirmed. It was the 18th of August that I found out my results, and uni started exactly a month from then. A few days later, I had an email with my university account that I was supposed to log into and just sort of settle into. Like, get Outlook to look at your emails, change your password, and so on. I reorganised my phone into a very organisable structure. I loved it. I did my university shopping on the 6th of September. I opened a student bank account and I put some money in, because my bank did a thing, right, where if you opened a student account, if you put in a certain amount in a new student account, you got £100 for free. So it's a bargain, isn't it? Open an account, move some money from one account to another, free £100. Bargain. I'll take that. When I get that £100 then, I'll just chuck it all back in my one account. Why not? But, yeah, I don't know whether I actually will or not, because I've got to see the difference between a student account and what I've currently got. finances are confusing. But the bank was in the local town centre, which where I've been having college for the last 2 years. So I went to Costa, I had some coffee and a cake, which I got for very cheap using my student discounts. $2.29 for a cake and a cold drink. A bargain! Then I went to Asda and I did my student shop. But I didn't need a lot, just like some pens, a book, a notepad and a student planner. That's my student planner right there. Currently doing my university shop. Because I'm only doing drama, I only need literally pens and a book. So that's going to be pretty easy to shop for. I'm using my same college bag. So all good there. Literally pens and a notebook. That's all I'm going to use for drama really. I am travelling back and forth every day for this year, so I'm not sure what it's going to be like. But next year, though, I might stay down there. So I'm just looking at what Asda do, because Asda's got loads of brilliant sales. There's loads of offers on there, it's brilliant. It's quite terrifying now having to do shopping with myself in uni. I mean, I was already doing my own shopping for college, but yeah. Now I've got to factor in bus travel costs. So now we've got to go and pay for it. There are some pens, a big drama notepad, and a planner. So I'm not going to need a lot, I'm going to do drama. And then scan my coat, yeah, job done. I'm going to do drama, so that's all I need, some pens and 2 books really. So there's a lot of planning and preparation that has to go into applying for uni. Oh, and every year I have to apply for the loans and grants again, which is slightly annoying, but there we go. It's not too much of an issue, I suppose, but there we go. I had to decide early on whether I was going to travel back and forth to uni every day, or live there in student accommodation. If I did live at the uni, I would have gotten more money for my loan and grant to pay for the accommodation, but I chose not to because I didn't know what it would be like. And it's actually really cheap because I'm going to be travelling back and forth via buses, which is like £2 odd a ticket when you buy in bulk. So maybe next year I will, once I know what uni's like, but I'll miss my dogs. I don't know if you can see them on camera, but I've got one here and one there. But I've got this whole year ahead of me to experience, and in character to myself, I'll be documenting everything. I have no idea what's in store, and there's only one way to find out. But yeah, the money that I get from my grant, I'm going to be using a lot of it to pay for my transport back and forth. For a month, bus tickets like £60 odd, but that's unlimited bus travel for however many buses I need. So I'm going to get a bus from my house to the town centre, then a bus from the town centre to buy uni, and then after uni, from the uni to the town centre and back to the house. Right. But also, let's say I'm running late one day and I need to be in university in like 45 minutes, but the bus doesn't come for like half an hour, so I'm going to be late. What I can do, because of where the university is, I can get a train ticket for £4 just to go from the town centre to uni, or back, but it would cost a bit more, or just from the uni to the town centre. £4 for that, or £10 for train travel both ways, but that's a lot of money. So it'd be a last resort, which can work. It's brilliant that I've got like a premium where I can travel to be a bit faster if I need to. So yeah, that's gonna be really helpful to me. I reckon train travel will save me, because there'll be times where I'll have missed the bus due to traffic or waking up late or whatever. But I've got all this to experience, and I'll let you know how we get on. Thank you for watching, everyone. Be sure to like and subscribe. Have a good day. Don't forget to drink hot chocolate. Stay safe. And from me, it is goodbye for now.